Hi, Caitlin.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Thanks for the help with the test earlier. I figured it out.
Oh, good. Glad to hear it. Hey, Brett and Sayomi. We'll start in a couple minutes.
Hey, Professor.
All right. Well, let's get started, everyone. Thanks, as always, for calling in. Hope you're doing all right. The main point of our meeting tonight is, and probably for the foreseeable future, is to evaluate your progress on the fund management and I'm anxious to see the kind of work you've been doing there. So let's check out what we agreed in principle to work on leading up to today. So $6,000 worth of holdings to sell, right? Finalize our companies if we haven't, and then start to build a presentation. So I'll look forward to seeing what you've got for me there. And then we said what kind of some sort of market outlook for the overall stock market that we can back up with some support. So let's get started. Let's see where we want to go first. I mean, why don't we start at the top? And do we want to go around and do you have more to report to me on what your group decided the fund should sell? Let's start there. Who would like to begin?
So I have a question.
Sure.
So with the $6,000 worth of stock, the issue I had was I picked 3 to 4 companies, but since the value of the market is so low right now, I only got to $3,500.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, I guess if those are the only companies that we think, if those are the companies the only ones that we think are worth selling, then maybe maybe then if other groups agree, then maybe we could just sell those, and then each stock that gets newly purchased for your proposals and reports, we could just invest less money in each stock.
Right. Okay.
So that's possible.
Another question. When are we supposed to sell these by? When are we actually going to sell the stocks?
That's for us. That's for y'all to figure out as well. So.
Okay. Because I don't know if it's optimal to do it right now. They might just go up in price, maybe even a few weeks from now.
Yeah, it's possible. And then you know, I suppose it could go down over the next few weeks too. Is the other thing.
Yeah.
Regardless, they'll have to be sold before before we buy the stocks that y'all propose. So if you think that waiting is the way to go, then we could agree which stocks we want to sell and then defer selling them until we finalize the stock, until you have made your presentations. So, but that's a valid point. All right, so let's get into what stocks you guys came up with. And I'll record them and see if we're in agreement. So let's see. Gunnar, do you want to go over the ones that you guys established?
Yeah, so the three that we picked out for sure were Cheesecake, Polaris, and the Under Armour shares, both of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so that's comes out to about $3,500.
Yeah, it was right around there, a little less.
Got it. Other groups, what else? Who wants to go next?
So for our group, we had Cheesecake Factory as well, but we have Dick's, GE, and O'Reilly.
O'Reilly, okay. Thanks, Sean. Two more groups.
All right. It's Angelica.
Hello.
And for me, we had Cheesecake as well, Under Armour, the manufactured one, and the Under Armour Class A one as well, then General Electric and American Tower Corp.
Okay. So it was Cheesecake, Under Armour, GE, and American Tower?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good. And then Caesar and Milan, do you have anything to report?
Yep. I thought I was talking. I was on mute though.
Oh, sorry.
Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. We said Cheesecake Factory, Polaris, and Under Armour.
Okay. So we're in broad agreement on Cheesecake Factory. And let's see. Cheesecake Factory. 3 of the 4 groups agreed that selling Under Armour might be a decent way to go. And then, let's see. 2 groups suggested GE. And then the outliers were Dick's, American Tower, and O'Reilly. So let's see, just for the sake of seeing what it looks like, let me just add up all of those, right, to see what we come out to. Dick's, American Tower. So if we were to sell all those, it would come out to about $11,000. So that's more than we need to sell. So where do we go from here? Let me go back and highlight the ones that we have broad agreement on. Cheesecake Factory, Polaris, whoops. Sorry, bear with me. Cheesecake, Polaris, Under Armour. All right, maybe I didn't put in Polaris. Okay. Should we start by agreeing to maybe sell those? And then do you guys want to figure out the timing?
So which ones?
So it seemed like there was broad agreement on Cheesecake Factory, Polaris, and Under Armour. So 3 of the 4 groups had most of the, had almost, 2 groups had all of those. everyone suggested Cheesecake Factory. 3 of the 4 groups suggested Under Armour, and then 2 of the 4 suggested Polaris. So putting the timing of when we sell aside, I mean, would you be averse to selling to going forward with selling those 4 stocks as a start, and then we can maybe see 1 or 2, a couple more to get us closer to 6,000 from there? What are your thoughts? Because you guys are in charge of the fund.
I agree. I don't know if we should sell O'Reilly. It seems like it's not doing too bad.
Okay.
Yeah, for O'Reilly, our main kind of support and background for that was we were looking at like this asset class returns, and we can actually show it to you later. I think that's like the last deliverable you can from us, but it shows that like auto parts and components do the worst after a recession, and we're kind of predicting that we may be in one. So it's also at like it's a really high peak right now, so we feel like it's kind of already capped out.
Yeah.
It would be a good time to kind of capitalize on that now if it does go down.
All right. Interesting point. Other thoughts? I was hoping we could get to a mostly finalized list tonight, and then that way, like I said, you'll have to make just some kind of brief presentation just to memorialize that we put some thought into which stocks to sell, maybe like a 1 or 2 slide presentation, maybe 1 slide for each stock. Okay, so right now we're at $2,900 worth of stock that we've got sold to sell.
I know we didn't recommend Under Armour, but I feel like if we do sell it, it's better to just like wait since it's at such a low value anyway. Like we can at least try and capitalize like and cut the losses a little bit more.
Yeah. So like how long were you thinking of waiting? Just
Well, I was just saying as like possibly a recommendation. I mean, we didn't have it in there anyways as a sell, but like, I mean, it's already at like it's literally like $200 and $300. So like, it's not like we're gonna lose that much more if we just wait. But I don't know. I was just thinking of that.
yeah. Thoughts from other folks on that?
No, that sounds good to me. I was looking at McDonald's too. It looks like they've been at a peak for a while now. They haven't really gotten up above 210 or 210. So it's pretty high up there. I don't know if it's going to keep going up after the recession. Maybe we can look into selling that one too.
Okay, and that was O'Reilly, you said, Caesar?
No, McDonald's.
Oh, McDonald's. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, their highest stock price was like 3 months ago was 210. For the past year, it hasn't gone up from 210. So even if it does go up, I don't think it'll go up by a lot. So we won't be making a lot. Maybe you could just sell that and then invest it elsewhere.
Okay. Let's see. What else? Other thoughts from folks? Fund managers? So let's see. Oh, I didn't see this chat. Yeah, don't be afraid to speak up. I don't have the ability to check the chat regularly, but let's see. Angelica directed me to the selling decisions. I see. Great. And this is just some of what you've already mentioned. All right. So bottom line, y'all have to figure out how to proceed here. So let's see. I mean, it's best if you guys do it. So where do we go next, right?
One thing that I was thinking of, I'm just looking at the spreadsheet with you, and I'm looking at companies that we really, I think would just be great to hold on to, ones that we like absolutely don't want to sell,
Okay.
to just sort of narrow it down again to get close to the $6,000 mark. I mean, a couple, just like I think I keep looking at like large cap stocks like McDonald's, Microsoft, Shake Shack, Lockheed Martin, J&J, Home Depot. I feel like none of those are ones that anyone would really want to get rid of, just to sort of narrow it down.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. That's all I got.
All
Yeah,
right.
I would agree with that too. That sounded pretty good.
Nice.
It's a good idea.
I'm gonna highlight them quick too.
Okay. That'd be great, Brett. Thank you. While Brett's highlighting, does anybody want to share any of their other deliverables? Anybody want to share, for example, I don't know, something like, anybody have any work to share on their presentation or want to summarize their market outlook?
Yeah, we made like a rough outline of our presentation. I don't know the best way to share it or just communicate it.
You got your computer up? Do you want to share your screen or no?
Yeah. How do I do that?
Let's see. So if you mouse, if you see the,
Oh, I got it.
got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I'll stop sharing mine.
Okay. Okay. So I share.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Yeah. So start with a recommendation and then a target or goal with where we think the price will be and justification, historical analysis of the financial data, background, industry analysis, 5 forces and SWOT, financial evaluation, and then a evaluation model in Excel, the risks associated with the company, and that's all we had. I mean,
Okay. Yeah, that seems like a good template.
cool.
Thanks. All right, anyone else want to talk about either that or get back to the holdings to see what y'all are going to try to figure out how to sell, what we need to sell?
Yeah, so for our group, we also started our template as well.
Okay.
It's kind of the same thing as Gunner's kind of, but you want me to show you still?
If you want, I mean, if you think if you want, it's up to you. I mean, if it looks
Yeah,
similar, then
it's basically the same thing. We have like business description filled out. We have like a couple competitors in there. We have Porter's 5 forces as well. And the rest of it is just blank, but like we have like the template already.
all right, pull it up, Michael, quick, if you don't mind. If you got it open,
Sure.
I appreciate it.
Can you see it?
Oh yeah,
All right, cool.
loud and clear.
Yeah, so we decided to do what is this? Yeah, we decided to do ServiceNow.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, we just got the we got the investment summary, business description in there, industry overview and competitive positioning, Porter's 5 forces, competitors. We're also gonna have the SWOT in there as well. Financial analysis, valuation, corporate governance, and a couple of investment risks. And we're definitely gonna add some more stuff, maybe like get some things a little more concise and things like that. Just make sure everything flows out correctly.
Nice. Okay, good start. Great. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Let me unshare. How do you do this? How do you unshare the screen?
Let's see, if you mouse over like the very top of the screen in this, oh, you got it. You got it. Thanks. All right, thanks. If anyone else has anything they want to share in terms of their presentation, I'd be happy to take a look. Otherwise, if I just think it's helpful for y'all to see each other's work, to see how things are coming together. But let's get back to the holdings, right? Because you'll need, I mean, it's not easy, but this is your job to figure out what to sell. And actually, as I look at it, we've got 12,000 in cash right now. I said previously, I recall that we need to maintain 10,000. So if each group, like if you're thinking, if each group is going to make, I suppose, a $2,000 investment in a company's stock, then that necessitates $8,000 worth of cash. We need to hold on to 10,000. So then you got to sell 6,000. But if we go like, this is also up to you. If we think each group should only propose buying 1,500 worth of stock because the portfolio's value has declined and we're confident that our positions are going to increase in value, then that's $6,000 total, right? And then we would need to sell $4,000 worth of existing holdings to make that work. So I'll leave it up to you. If you didn't quite follow that, feel free to check out the video of the meeting that I'll post to YouTube later on tonight. But back to you all. Where do we go from here? What's next?
So hold up, is there a couple companies that we already decided that we want to sell?
Yeah, I think that, let's see.
Like the three that you mentioned before?
Yeah,
Like
did we mark
Cheesecake.
those in there?
Yeah, does somebody want to, yeah, how about fill them in like yellow or red or something distinct? It was Cheesecake and Polaris and Under Armour, right? We've got the keepers in green. We'll get the ones we want to get rid of in whatever color people prefer.
I think GE could be a good sell just because they were already going through a lot with like a new CEO and trying to rebuild, and then this kind of hit. So it might not be a bad idea to sell them as well.
Yeah.
Our group also agreed with that.
Here's the I agree. Here's one thought on GE. I'm curious. I think you talk about like waiting might be good for GE because do you see they just were pretty much ordered to start trying to make ventilators with Ford Motor Company, and so like I feel like how they do over the next 2 weeks with that could have a big impact on the stock price. So my thought was like if there were some companies, if we think some companies are going to go up over the next 2 weeks, then maybe we could propose selling them and say, okay, we'll sell them at the time that you guys make your proposals to buy the new stocks. And if GE's deal with Ford to make ventilators goes well over the next couple of weeks, which that could have a nice bump in the stock's value. So something to think about for GE. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So, but outside of this mask deal, I don't see a ton of good news from them. So I agree with that assessment. Okay, making progress. Nice work so far. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let me just sum these market values to see what we would get right now if we sold all this stuff. That's 3,000. So just need a way to proceed from the group.
So my group, we also were talking about Dick's Sporting Goods because I know that Dick's as a consumer, we kind of wanted to like sell a little bit of that. It doesn't have to be the entire amount, but maybe like a portion.
Okay.
Just putting that out there. I don't know if people have any thoughts on Dick's Sporting Goods.
What do other folks think? It's consumer discretionary, so the fund is overweight in consumer discretionary right now. Anyone have anything to add? This is where we,
I kind of agree with it because we've already lost a lot of money on them, and we are pretty consumer discretionary heavy. It's like more than just about half of the portfolio.
Mhm.
So I think that's something that, if other people agree, I wouldn't have any problem selling it.
Got it. Sounds good. Well, let's see. Whoever was doing the, would we be averse to highlighting this in the same color as GE, just as sort of like a maybe probably sell, but maybe do it. But yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
and yeah, I guess the reason for the different color highlighting is different across these two. GE, it's like, well, wait a couple weeks and see how this ventilator deal with Ford goes. Whereas with Dix, it's like, well, hopefully, maybe we're mostly sure about getting out of Dix. All right, well, let's add this up. Hard to make decisions as a group. Thanks for working on it. Brings us up to $5,250. So if we end up selling all that, assuming the prices don't tank further, then I think that should be enough to make sizable investments in the companies that you're going to end up working on and proposing. So, so good. And then that's 4 stocks. Any concerns about the work we've got here? You know, we could go around and talk. I could talk myself into and out of selling probably any of these companies right now if we spend enough time on it, right? The ones that have done well, oh, maybe they've peaked. The ones that have bottomed out, oh, maybe they'll come around. So we should hold. So, but at the end of the day, which is coming soon, we have to make some decisions about it. So why don't we go with these as the list of stocks to sell for now? Is that okay with everyone? Great.
Yep.
And then next week, since there's 4, right? How does it sound like could each group come up with just a 1-slide presentation on a rationale for why we should sell these companies, sell these out of the fund's holdings?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that for next week. So let me memorialize this and share it. Next week's deliverables. 1, each group make a 1-slide. Well, you can see the typing. Presentation. Rationale for why fund should sell. Okay. So do people have strong feelings about which companies, which company they work on?
Can you say that again? Sorry.
Oh, we got to divvy up, like each group is going to take one of these, right, to make a 1-slide presentation. So we just got to figure out who's going to do what, right?
My group could take Dick's Sporting Goods.
Okay, that sounds good.
We can do cheesecake.
Okay. Who was that? Sorry, who was that?
It's Marta.
Okay, thanks, Marta.
We'll take Polaris.
Okay. Caesar and Milan, does that leave
Yep,
GE?
we can take. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, great. And again, I don't want you to just something that we can provide to show that, okay, we've documented that we put some thought into this, right? And we have a rationale for why we want to sell this stuff. Okay, good. I've got the group company assignments down. All right, so let's see. Let's go over, let's establish some more things to do next week. I think if, in the interest of time, we talked about preparing some kind of market outlook. Maybe we could plan to, I'll just plan to look forward to seeing that in whatever work you have on your presentation for next week, if that's okay. So let's set it up like that. All right, so we've got our work on fund holdings to sell finalized. Every group has their company finalized. And so let's continue building presentation. Incorporate your market outlook somehow, right? Like the deliverable from tonight. If we can get that into the presentation by next week, that seems reasonable to me. So as you start to build out the report and the your presentations, let me pull up the stock report presentation and share it. I would really just try to follow the precedents we have on Blackboard under fund info. And then, this presentation on the components of a stock report, right? If you follow this kind of general guidance, it should help you build it out. So I think that'll be good for in terms of what to do for next week, because building the report is going to take more and more. It's going to take a decent amount of time. So are we good with these two deliverables for next week, with a plan to show meaningful progress on your group's presentation for the company that you're going to propose the fund purchases, and also having like a brief slide done on the companies to sell? Does that seem good for next week?
Yeah, that seems good with me.
All right. Great. I think so too. I want you to be able to spend some time. I'm wary of adding too much because I want you to be able to spend some time on this second one in particular. Great. Well, any other questions or concerns or things folks want to add? If we have concerns about like how to move forward with these, any questions or concerns right now? Anything? All right, good. Well, let's plan to keep moving this forward. We've got the presentations coming up. I guess let's look at just look briefly at the syllabus. Presentations are currently scheduled for April 14th, Thursday, April 14th. So that's 2 weeks from today. We do have some flexibility on that. So if we wanted to push it back a week, I think it'd be possible. And given where we're at right now, it might be advisable to push the presentations back a week. You can let me, your groups can let me know your thoughts on that individually. One more minor deliverable. Let's do that quick. Each group indicate preference for presenting April 14th versus April 21st. Okay. Let's do that. But if we want an extra week to put together a quality product, I think that could be helpful. Okay, so if your group wants to meet with me individually over the next week, feel free to let me know. All right, thanks for working on this. I appreciate it. I'm happy with what you've gotten done tonight. Looking forward to seeing what you've got next week on the presentations. Both PowerPoints, both slide decks, the one slide thing for with the company you're gonna propose selling, and then your group's main presentation. All right, so thanks everyone. And let me know if you got questions, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, take care.
Have a good night, Professor.
Thank
Talk
you.
to
Have
you
a
soon.
good one.
Take care, Professor.
Thanks.